Hey everyone, I hope you're having an amazing, amazing day. And I have a question for you. Do you ever feel like in work and life, and maybe you have kids and pets and aging parents, that sometimes like juggling it all is really complicated? And, for those of you who are self-employed, you wonder like, maybe I should just go back and kind of get a real job and figure it all out. And it's tough, right? Business is tough and life is tough at times, and it isn't easy, but it's definitely worth it. So in a few minutes, I'm actually going to be bringing on an amazing, amazing guest today. She has two autistic boys. She has a business, and she also is an amazing coach. You're going to hear from her, which is very cool. And before we get into that, just a couple of quick announcements. So first and foremost, I want to acknowledge all of you who come here on Mondays, and I see beautiful Michelle. I just love you. Hey, Mia and Val, it's great to have you here. And to all of you who are joining in, when I see my guest who's literally picking up her son, I will be adding her in. A couple quick announcements. So my class Business Academy, where I teach you how to build your own funnels and sales pages and to do all of those cool things, that class is coming up in a couple weeks in February. And normally classes like this can cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And for new entrepreneurs and small business owners, it isn't always financially convenient, let's say, to do it. And so I only charge $997 for that. And this is the last time I'll offer it at this price. When I offer it again in the fall, I've had several people message me and going, a class like this is normally like $8,000, $10,000. When I offer it again in the fall, it will be more money. So do check it out on SusanSly.com. On iTunes, my latest podcast episode dropped today. It's with my amazing friend, Kathy Savage. She is a fitness maven. She's incredible. She's got 2 7-figure businesses. And Kathy also is a mom of 2 kids and doesn't use a nanny. And in it, we talk about, do we lean in? Do we lean out? How do we navigate this whole world? So do check it out. If you love it, I'd love for you to give it a great rating and also share it. It would be amazing. And on these lives, just so you know, if you do have a question or you have a topic you want me to talk about, I would love, love, love to assist you. So let's get into the goods today. And I'm just going to look for my guest and see. Oh, that's so sweet, Michelle. Michelle's like, people need to register now, right? So let me see if I can find my amazing, amazing guest. There she is. Okay. All right. Hold on. It's always fun to bring people in. And I got the new iPhone X. So I'm having a lot of fun. Let's put it that way. Here we go. Let's see. It's adding. Don't you guys love technology? So I know Mia has the new iPhone 10. There she is. Hey, Renee.
Hey, Susan. Thanks for having me on. As you can see, I am in my car. I just picked up my son from preschool today.
Well, Renee, I know you've got your son in the car. You've got a lot of life going on. Let's just jump right into it. There's this... One of the things that breaks my heart with people in business is that they spend a lot of time wishing it was easier. And business isn't easy. There's always like challenges. I mean, if you're trading stocks, which I do, the Dow is down 700 points, people are freaking out. Like, there are going to be challenges in business, but let's take us into your life. You have 2 autistic sons and a business. Tell us what that's like, because you are one of the most positive people I know. How do you navigate that?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Susan. How I navigate it is, it's really my life. It's just, I didn't get a choice in the life that I was given. And so I've chosen to make the best of what I was given. And I am determined to give both of my boys their best lives. And that, means a lot of therapies and really fighting to give them both the best care and getting them the services that they need to really live their best lives. And that's a non-negotiable for me. That's, just something that I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Yeah. Why don't you guys chat right now? I mean, whatever it takes. And And people will say that they'll join a business, whether it's network marketing or a franchise. The new issue of Entrepreneur Magazine is all on franchises. Like, God bless you for those of you. Oh, now the Dow is down 1,000 points. I just got a notification from MarketWatch. God bless those of you who have franchises, but I can think of nothing I want to do less than have to have a business that I employ like 36 teenagers. And if someone doesn't call in for a shift, the last thing I want to do is flip a hamburger, but you know, you do what you're going to do, right? But Renee, let's talk about that. I mean, whatever it takes, some days that's not easy. You know, you wake up and it's like whatever it takes, but you know, maybe your son is having a challenge or doesn't want to go to preschool. Walk us through what it's like in those really challenging moments. How do you get through that?
Oh my gosh. Well, I will say it takes a lot of emotional discipline to get through those moments. And it wasn't something that I had maybe a few years ago. And it's something that my children had to teach me, is really to have that patience, to be that calm during the storm. I know for my older son, he has a lot of challenges. So you can hear my 3-year-old in the background. My older son has a lot of challenges with anxiety, and it's very easy to get caught up in that moment and to get in a panic yourself. Your heart rate goes up, your mind starts racing, your body gets into a state of overwhelm. But if you freak out at the same time he's freaking out, it's just not going to work. You're just going to make things worse. He's going to be in a heightened state, and instead of things going better, they're going to go worse, and things are going to escalate very quickly. And so instead, I've had to be very, very calm in my body. Sorry about that. That was a call coming through. Am I here? There we go.
Yep.
So yes, I have to be very, very calm in times of chaos. And that's something that, you know, I maybe didn't have a few years ago, but that I've really had to learn, is to have that emotional discipline to really be calm in chaotic moments. So yeah, I never necessarily know what my day is going to look like. I could have a moment like now where my 3-year-old's maybe having a bit of a challenge. I'm not sure why. We just picked him up from preschool. I have an 18-year-old that, you know, sometimes, you know, I find curled in a fetal position, and I don't necessarily, you know what's going on yet in that moment. So I think being highly organized has definitely helped me. And, you know, to bring that calm into a life that most people would say can be very chaotic.
Mm. Renee, that's beautiful and powerful. I know people are listening and watching and like to have that calm in the chaos. And Renee said to be calm in her body, and I don't want to keep her from her son because this is her time.
You're good.
With
I'm just passing things back to him.
and when I said to Renee, can you come on today's live? She's like, I'm going to be in the car driving, but I would love to. And I said, how perfect is this? Because this is real life. Guys, this is real life. Like there's nothing contrived about this. And Renee has done a lot of amazing things to automate her business and her life so that she can be present. And I'm just gonna ask you this last question because I don't want to keep you from him. Because this is important time, but there are people watching this right now who haven't done business automation. They don't have systems set up like you have set up, so that if you have to take a child to therapy or you find your older son in the fetal position, that their businesses stop because their life is too chaotic, as you said. So what tip would you give, or what tips would you give to someone so they can start to automate things more so that they can be more present in their lives?
Oh my gosh, that has been a key for me. And it's really been a key, it's not really something that's new for me. I just, obviously added a new technology, to my business to help me automate more efficiently. But it was something that I started doing from really the birth of my son, and really before even knowing that he had challenges, just having a newborn. I mean, you have less time when you have a newborn. It's as simple as that. And to have things in practice for, my team to still get coaching, for all of the things that I need to be doing to get done, but to be able to do them in the times that I have, so I am working my business in the hours that, most people can't answer the phone, for example, so I'm setting up business automation during the times that I have, say, for example, when my son's in bed sleeping, and it's not maybe the right time to call somebody at midnight, but I can set up a voice automated call to go out to them the next day during a time that is convenient, like 6 p.m. And I also have all of my emails and automations. I can answer all of my emails, and I can program them to set out during business hours. And those business hours are when my son or my family is up and out and about, and I need to be present with them. So it looks like I'm working during those times, but I'm really not. I'm working during the times that it's convenient for me to work, that isn't taking away from my family.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Renee, for that. And I hope this is landing for everyone. This is life. I have a son who's autistic, and Renee just did a beautiful project with a couple of girlfriends who have autistic children, and to really serve the autistic mom community. And it was so beautiful. And I was a guest there. And, it's just life, right? It's not easy, but that's why we're in business, to create this like time freedom, whatever. But, that's why we're here, is to be able to have those choices. Well, Renee, I don't want to keep you. Isn't Renee inspiring everyone? I hope you guys are getting inspired. We want you to get back to your son and drive carefully. Thank you for being here. And I'm so, so grateful to know Renee and get to collaborate with her. So thank you for being here, lovely.
Yeah, no problem, Susan. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, take care. Drive safely. I want to just finish today's live with a few thoughts. Number one is manage your expectations. Business isn't easy. I don't care what business you're in. I have 3 businesses. One is a network marketing business. And in the olden days of network marketing, people called me, but if I wasn't there, there was no expectation. And now with Facebook messaging, with text messaging, with email, it's almost like that's a 24/7 kind of business, but it's setting your boundaries, but doing it in a really loving way. Like, I don't turn my phone on Sundays. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. I'm really sad about my Patriots. Congrats, Eagles. They played a great game. But, it's setting the boundaries, and also, just as Renee said, during those times, some of you don't have kids, but you have aging parents, or you have pets. They're just life, right? We have a lot of life going on in today's day and age, more so than ever before. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and, there were no cell phones. There was no social media. You just kind of went and played at your friend's house all day, and that was it. That was life. And now it's much more complex. So one is to set up automated systems so that your business is running, and even when you're not. Number 2 is to set up loving boundaries. Like, that's going to help you. In my podcast with Kathy Savage, she doesn't have a nanny. I don't have a nanny. And one of the things we were talking about, she has, as I said, 2 7-figure businesses. One of the things we were talking about is that kids made us stronger. When our kids are at school, mine are all at school right now, but when our kids are at school, we GSD, we get stuff done. There isn't time to kind of be like, oh, what am I going to do? I'm always looking at the clock going, how close am I to pick up time? How close am I to pick up time? How close am I to taking this one to soccer, this one to jujitsu, this one to horseback riding, whatever it is? Oh my gosh, how close am I to grocery shopping time? And if I can't get things done in that time, I don't have time, right? So it's just setting the boundaries. And the third thing, as I just mentioned, is just being time efficient, because you're going to have to be. I'm going to throw this out there. I think it is just an amazing time, especially for women, to be in business. We're setting new levels for ourselves, but we're so not there yet. We have a lot of work to do, and it is complicated, and we're taking new ground. There are more and more women out there who are really creating amazing entrepreneurial visions for themselves, whether they're doing a brick and mortar business or whether they're doing a network marketing business. But, at the end of the day, if you're not doing those three things, as I said, like automating, scheduling, and setting boundaries, you're going to burn yourself out, and you're not going to be the woman you want to be. You're not going to be able to be the parent you want to be for your kids. And it's the same thing for men. I was having a conversation over the weekend, and I was talking about adrenal fatigue for men. There are more and more men who are going through andropause. They're feeling almost those what would be traditionally female emotional fluctuations that we have as, with PMS and menopause, and men are feeling that too. Men are getting adrenal fatigue, and I first heard about male adrenal fatigue back in the 90s when I was a pro triathlete, and one of the top male triathletes came out and had burned out his adrenals, and it was a 2-year recovery process. So, I think it's just really having this dialogue, and that's what these Mondays are for. There are no sacred topics. I'm just going to put it all out there, talk about it. And, I really believe, like Renee, it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's not easy for her to, if she has 3 hours when her son is at preschool, that she's got to do all the follow-up calls, and that's when she's got to get all her work in. She's got to put in an 8-hour day in 3 hours. It's not easy, but it's worth it when she doesn't have to say no to a special therapy, or she doesn't have to say no to a special treatment because she can afford it. So with that, I love you guys. I hope today's show has been helpful for you. We're going to continue to do this work. My goal in these Mondays is to help you become more productive, help you really grow your businesses. And if you're interested in working with me, I do not do one-on-one coaching, but I do group work. I train in productivity, business automation. So my website is susansly.com. And so with that, God bless. Go rock your day. I read all of your comments. If this has been helpful to you, please do share it. And also, this is a special as an aside. If you have friends with autistic kids, please do share it, because my special message to other moms with autistic kids is, it can be even harder. Last thing I'm going to say, my husband and I were out running on Saturday morning, and he said, one of my greatest fears, Susan, is that our son is going to have to live with us for the rest of his life. And I said, no, baby, he's not. He's going to be amazing. He's going to have his own place, his own job, his own family. I know I've got this. And we're even doing some very special, innovative treatments for him. And I thank God that I'm an entrepreneur, because one, I have the time to take him to do those things. And number two, I have the resources to be able to afford that. So if you do have children on the spectrum or children going through something, I love you. Dig in. It is worth it. So with that, God bless. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time.